Hello friends, and welcome back to r/ProRevenge. We start our video with a story in which a bouncer taught a cheeky student a lesson. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Mess with the jukebox, face the consequences. Way back in my youth, I worked as a bouncer in a small bar in a college town. It had very reasonably priced drinks and was popular with both students and working adults as a result. Early in the evening, people getting off from work would drop in and have a few drinks, then a bit later, the college students would start to show up. There was some overlap between the two groups. The two different groups had wildly varying musical tastes. The early customers favored country and classic rock, and the college students favored alternative, new wave, grunge, etc. Personally, I preferred the music later in the evening, but the customer's always right. One night, the jukebox cut off in the middle of a country song and then started playing the students' music. This caused some annoyance, but I wrote it off as a fluke. The next night, the same thing happened, and then the next. The older patrons were getting PO'd since they'd paid good money to listen to their music. I started watching the jukebox closely. Sure enough, this little craphead eased over, unplugged the jukebox, and plugged it back in, resetting the device. I confronted him and told him in no uncertain terms that it was unacceptable. The little crap just rolled his eyes at me. I was tempted to throw him out, but now that his trick was known to the college crowd, I suspected that it would happen again. Craphead or no craphead. I had an idea. I told him with a smile that he really didn't want to do it again. Sure enough, next night, he pulled the same stunt. As luck would have it, a huge, half-drunk redneck stormed up, yelling at me about losing $5 worth of songs and demanded his money back. He was raging and talking about kicking my butt and whatnot. I just smiled pleasantly and told him I'd get in touch with the person who would reimburse him. I led him to Little Craphead and told the giant what Craphead had done and then said, "I'll leave you two to settle up." The look on Craphead and his friends' faces was priceless. I then turned to Craphead and said, "I'm not going to save your worthless butt. You two have a good evening." I walked away. Nobody ever effed with the jukebox again. This was the only proper course of action. Entitled brats got to learn how life really works. And our second story. The walls are so thick, right? No matter how much noise I make, I bet you can't hear it. I recently moved to a new, awesome apartment. It's in the street with cute houses only, and my building has only 8 apartments. It's sort of a small town community in a really big city, an oasis. Everybody is awesome, careful, does anyone have sugar helpful? Except maybe my neighbor who lives above me. She's a nice person. My first week in the new apartment, it was her birthday, and she was having a really small get-together and invited me over. I spent maybe half an hour there and noticed she was a party-hard kind of person. Her words exactly this day, "The walls here are so thick that it doesn't matter how much noise I make or you make, we can't hear each other. You can throw a big party with loud music and I can't hear it." Except it's not. We do have great walls and flooring, but when she's dancing and jumping at 3 a.m. with her friends, I can hear it. And the music travels through the windows regardless. The first nights she was loud, I, as a new and nice person that completely understands having friends over, sent cute messages like, "Wow, party's great tonight," to see if she'd get the hint. She didn't. 5 parties later, I sent a message like, "Hey, love that you're finally having friends over, dancing is awesome, but could you please not jump?" And she answered, "Hey, if your sleep is so light that you can hear through these thick walls, why don't you come over?" I politely declined with a lot of cute emojis. I didn't want to fight such a friendly neighborhood. So I found her on the corridor one day, we exchanged pleasantries, and she mentioned she had a hangover and was going to bed early. Glad she can't hear anything, so I can throw a big party. Well, I'm not breaking social distancing, but I invited my boyfriend over and blasted the music. I actually suspended my computer to almost touch the ceiling. We sang for about 15 minutes on the porch directly at her bedroom window. Haven't heard a peep since. This was 3 months ago. Last time her friends were over, I actually heard her saying, "Shh." Important to note that from 8 apartments, only 3 are occupied. Most people are at parents, countryside, beach, so she was basically the only one I bothered. And our next story. The time I got passively aggressively threatened at work, and work responded appropriately. Well, there I was at work, doing work stuff. when a woman comes up to the register with a bag full of tools. They're repackaged and clearly used. We'll call her A. You'll see why I'm not just using customers soon enough. A. I want to return these. I look at the items, and with my best customer service tone, is there anything wrong with them? No, I just don't need them. Do you have a receipt? No, I just bought them like last month, though. Can you give me, store credit? At this point, I actually tried, guys. I don't know why, but I tried to find a receipt in our system, hoping against all hope that it wouldn't be there, because I'm not going to be the one to return these and have my bosses asking me why I took back tools in such bad shape. I probably wouldn't have done it anyways, but lo and behold, there's no record of her purchase in our system. So you can't take them back and just give me store credit? I can't. Especially in the condition these are in. I wouldn't be able to sell them like this, so I can't take them back, especially without proof of purchase. So you're not going to take them? Why do people think that asking me several times will change my answer? I really can't, sorry. A packs up her junky tools and leaves. Now I think this is the end of it and go about my business. In walks B about an hour later. I'm with another customer, so a coworker's helping out. As I'm ringing out another customer, B's complaining to my coworker that some a-hole refused to take back some good-as-new tools from his sister-in-law and just ranted and raved about how annoyed he was until a coworker calls a manager. Manager takes B over to another register and gives him a gift card for his junk tools, tells him this is a one-time only deal and not to expect it to happen again. At this point, I'm standing casually at my register as B walks past me and says, loudly enough for me to obviously hear, "There was nothing wrong with these tools, you smart butt. Wait till I see you outside." I stopped and turned around, half in shock that this guy actually threatened to beat me up outside like we were in 4th grade and I'd looked at the girl he had a crush on. But I'm not taking any chances on this guy's stability, so I call up security. Yeah, that guy that just walked past me on his way out threatened me. Security. He what? Me. Yeah. Said, wait till I see you outside, because I refused to return his used products earlier. Security hangs up, and about 15 seconds later, the head of security storming towards the doors after this guy. The next part's hearsay because I didn't follow them. Head of security. Did you just threaten one of my employees? B, full of arrogant confidence. Yes, sir. All right, well, I'm going to have to contact the police and let them know how you feel. Still full of arrogant confidence. Go right ahead. HS comes in, asks me again what happened. I explain the whole situation. Manager comes over and hears story, is appalled by what happened. The end? Nope, this is where everything gets better. We didn't end up reporting it to the police. Local authorities don't care about stuff like that. The next part is all hearsay as well, but I heard it from both staff members present. A few days later, B returns to the store to buy his girlfriend jewelry with his ill-gotten gift card, because last-minute gifts are a girl's best friend. Manager gets a call from jewelry about a man trying to purchase jewelry with a gift card that has no balance on it. Yup. Manager gets HS and they both head down to jewelry. HS approaches B. Hey buddy, remember me? B. Yes, sir. HS. Yeah, that gift card you're trying to use is voided. You can go ahead and vacate this premises now. B. Well, can I at least have my tools back? HS. No. B. That's bullcrap. I want to talk to corporate. HS. Go right ahead. B. What's their number? HS. I don't know. Google it or something. B's escorted off the premises. Fans cheer. Crowd goes wild. Now security has my picture on the wall in the break room as Loss Prevention and Security Employee of the Month for about 5 months now. They choose an associate from the store who prevents losses, damage, injury, etc., and put them on the board. What a jerk. I hate when customers get passive-aggressive. I'm so glad your manager voided that guy's gift card. He shouldn't have given him a gift card in the first place. And our last story. I'm not paid to think. Okay. Whilst working in a job that I've been doing for 15 years, the company brought in a freshly manufactured degree-waiving manager. Any problems within the production area, I was always called in to troubleshoot for them and get things moving again. Mr. F. Wittery, the new manager, asked me what I was doing one day, and I told him that I was just thinking how to resolve a recurring issue in production. His response was, "We don't pay you to think. Get back to your own job." Okay, Mr. F. Wittery, on my way. 2 hours later, I get a call from the production supervisor asking for help as line 6 was down again. Sorry, Steve, call the Mr. F. Wittery. He's in charge, and apparently I'm not paid to think. Tannoy goes calling me to the office. Mr. F. Wittery is a rare shade of red with anger, informs me that I need to go sort out the issue in production. Sorry, sir, I can't do that as I don't get paid to think, and leave his office. Smiling all the way back to my department. Line in production is shut down for 2 whole shifts with people standing around scratching their heads. Managing director comes to visit the next day and wants to know why the line is off. Maintenance guy tells him he can't understand why it won't work properly. MD says, has Tom had a look for you? Maintenance guy says Tom won't come over because apparently he's not paid to think. MD says, who the hell said that to him? Maintenance guy tells him Mr. F. Wittery told him that when he just helped us out the other day. MD calls Mr. F. Wittery to the line and tells him that I'd been with the company since he founded it, and I know more about this production facility than the people who designed it. And WTF are you doing telling long-term staff they're not paid to think? MD calls me to ask if I can help him out as a favor. I came across, spent 5 minutes realigning a couple of sensors, and the line was restarted. MD takes me to lunch, offers me an extra $150 a week, and tells me that the only person I answer to in the future is him and him only. To this day, that manager still scowls whenever I see him around. This gives me a massive grin. Never cross the old dudes who have knowledge of the old ways. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.